All right, you are now speaking to Anomaly. I wish I had a fucking phone stand. So today, I really want to lay down for a bit. There we go. All right, so take a seat. Take a seat right over there. Here, I'll be a little nice. All right, there we go. Okay, this works because we got the light right there, which actually looks kind of dope. We call this meeting today to talk about one sec. Not my therapy. I should have been a little more prepared. This right here is the seasonal system of creation. Now I'm gonna have this notebook out just so I don't lose my place, but we are talking about the seasonal
Seasonal
system of
system of
creation.
creation.
Now, in this episode, we're going to be talking about high vibration and bridge, and maybe I should introduce myself. So, my name is Anomaly. What we have here is one of the phases of creation. We're going to get right into it because I don't want to waste time anymore. You want to ask yourself the right questions every time. And today, the question is, what is our system of creation? Something we can rinse and repeat that provides results for our freedom and creative livelihood. I was talking with one of my friends who's also an artist, and I feel like without saying we have a mission, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say my mission. My mission is to create a whole new world where I wrote it right here actually. Yeah, freedom and creative livelihood. Now, the four steps to achieve this under the seasonal system of creation is to create the music slash product, refine it to its highest potential creatively, and make it marketable. This is the phase of the seasons we know as winter. In the winter, it's very dark. It's We're surrounded by an environment that is dead, and I'm from Phoenix originally, but I never understood this because in the winter, it was still very sunny. It was actually a very great time to be outside in Phoenix because of the desert. I moved up to Portland, Oregon, and I started to understand how important it is to be in the seasons. And Portland reminds us that we are in seasons every fucking day that we go outside because we can see the dead branches in the winter. So we're being reminded that we are in times of death slash birth because you know where else it's also dark? It's inside of the womb and inside the chamber of creation. So in this moment of creation, the winter season, try to use it as a metaphor to go into your lab and start creating. Create your music slash product. This is going to take time to reach the highest potential because if you're starting out the way I did, I was not good at all when I first started. The only thing I was really good at was writing, and that took me years to get good at to the point where I could come up with stuff on the spot and just be able to flow. And after that, I started recording myself. But, anyways, start creating. The second step to this is authentic distribution. Allow the creation to flow into other forms of expressions, which can allow the original creation to be more digested. This is now the spring time of the season. Authentic distribution is the best way that I could sum it down without taking up too much space slash memory slash attention. We always want to be authentic, and not just us, but even the things we associate ourselves with, the people, the environment, the habits. We want to be around authentic environments, is the best word to use at this point, because that is a reflection of who we are as well. If you decide to associate yourself with something that's inauthentic, that is going to rub off more than you being authentic to them. And that's just you could experiment with that if you really want to. But I'm just trying to help anybody who's trying to take the right way, the long way for long-term success. And that takes us into the third phase. So after spring, after everything is starting to bloom, and I've already planted our seeds of creation out into the world, we move into the interact. In the interaction part, we're giving life to the creation by combining it with your personality, mission, conscious environment. And this is where the creation is in full bloom and asks for the attention of the world and to be live interacted. Now, live interacted, and I mean, we're talking about summer here. Like everything is out in the light. Everything is out in the light. Everything is being perceived and everything wants to bloom and want to be attention is asked by everything that is existing in the summertime. Otherwise, it's dead. And or depressed, I guess. Yeah. At this point, we're talking about live shows. We're talking about marketing, making videos. We're talking about integrating it with what you do, like talking about it with others, and just exposing what you created and giving it life through your environment in every way possible. And we are assuming that you have made something so good that you don't doubt the fact that it's likable by somebody. In the summer, you're looking for that audience and interacting with them so that they can like it. Which takes us on to the fourth phase of it all, and it's to sustain. We are now talking about the autumn part of the season. Where can the creation root itself? To continuously support the creator. This is the long term interaction where dimes add up to dollars over time. Organize the forest and periodically tend to its needs to eat the fruit that falls from its branches. In this phase, the leaves are falling, but everything is still alive. This part of the creation process, we really want to get as much as we can of the final moments of it in bloom. We're talking about making it easy. This is a music example. Making it easy for people to stream your music where you do get paid for it, or making it easy for your music to be downloaded and purchased. Just easy access, but something that you will never have. You'll just have to keep up with it here and there, but it's not taking a lot of your time and attention. And you're almost shelving the whole project, but people can still walk by and see it and check it out if they really want to. So now we're in your library or your garden of creation, and you are moving on to the next part, which is coming back to the first step of create. This system for me is the bridge that connects us to the higher dimension. The higher dimension is a place that is kept secret. This place is where the golden era exists. It's timeless because it can always be accessed. A lot of people refer to it as a place where kids can go. Well, guess what? Everybody can as well, even if you're not a kid. And the ones who truly access this the most are creators. And when you're creating, you are channeling your creator vibration, your creator yeah, we'll just go vibration. You're channeling your creator vibration, and the only way that you can access this realm is with the key of being a creator. This is where it gets scary because now we move back to reality. Reality is right here, everything we know, where life kind of sucks if you're not rich or privileged or somehow being rewarded for existing. If you're not being rewarded for existing, you're probably doing the work so that those who exist to be rewarded get the rewards. You are the cog in the system. Just like I was, and part-time still am, but I have applied this mindset for everything that I do. I am drifting along the world and I am being perceived as whatever the environment wants to perceive me as. But behind that veil exists my creator self. My creator self is roaming around in the other dimension. So I'm a little schizophrenic. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's very hard to manage both sides of an artist creator vibe and the vibe of having to exist and work for a living and survive in the natural body that we live in. Because in this world there's so many things going on. We got to work to live, pay rent, family matters, friends, social life, and you have to add in the creating part of it all, which is very important. So this is the rebellion. Welcome. The rebellion is authenticity. If life imitates art, then artists are the front line of this movement. This movement defies the current standard of living. Those who decide to take this plunge should be mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially prepared to be attacked by the current system and its countermeasures of abolition. Being authentic is so scary for so many people and situations and businesses and governments because you are not easily controlled. When you are being your authentic self, it makes people happy, but it also scares people at the same time. Because if you are, and I'm just assuming you are a good person, like we all know there's authenticity in every facet of personalities. So we are only focusing on positive members of this vast array of personality. If you are authentically yourself, people love to gravitate towards you. And at the same time, people like to stay away from you or try to like dim your shine. Maybe because they can't match it. Maybe because they wish it was them, or maybe because they're ashamed, secondhand shame type of stuff. Whatever the reason is, you are vibrating in a way where you are kind of like the main character. And when you come across another person that vibrates on that level, could be a different color, doesn't have to be the same exact way, but just the fact that you guys are vibrating on the same wavelength, you are both main characters coming across each other and building a plot in this world that we live in. Now, going back to the rebellion, being authentic is how you rebel. And the hard part is staying authentic because we all know that we are in a society. We are in a society where you have to be something that someone else says you have to be. Because if you don't meet that box, you won't be rewarded with the rewards they promised. So there is a bargain, and you sign that contract every time you get a job, by the way. I've worked many jobs. They always have you sign something. Tell me how you feel when you quit the job and try doing your own thing, or just quit the job. I don't know. I'm not trying to tell you to quit your job if you need money to survive and whatnot, but I am telling anybody who wants to be a creator and live authentically that getting a job is not the way to this reality. All right, moving forward. We are now in the higher dimension. We've crossed the bridge. We understand we're part of a rebellion at this point, and we are now in the higher dimension. And as a newcomer, once the bridge is crossed into the higher dimension, we want to be expressive. We are in an environment that rewards quickly and abundant. Grab hold of your inner being and bring it to the light. This is a healthy environment where your attention feeds your intention. In this realm, the creator with vision has the power to change reality. Guess who is creating your reality if you are not creating your own? That's right. Anybody that's telling you to be somewhere at a certain time and do certain things, even though you want to do whatever it is you want to do. But guess what? You can't do that because you got to eat, you got to pay rent, you got to pay bills, etc. Using our tools of understanding emotions, logic, and intentions, we are protected and armed with the understandings of the building blocks of life and multidimensional living. The reason why space is limited in this higher dimension is not because it is scarce, it is because the environment itself begs for large amounts of sacrifice from each entity within it. This environment is the embodiment of pay to gain or pay to play. The difference between this dimension and the higher one is the rewards for our sacrifice. In this lower dimension, we are closer to slaves than creators. In the higher one, We serve to be creators because we are rewarded for being one. And I just want to note that creations can vary through many different expressions, and that's dance, music, architecture, programs, construction. You are a creator by just creating, by bringing new things into this world or combining two different ones and making it something new. That's a creation. Everyone can be a creator. But while we are in execution, we must be aware that we are living beyond the comfort and safeguard of this society that raised us. We are closer to a world colonized by those before us who have had the time and resources to optimally understand and harvest energy in that realm. We are also among those who are actively sacrificing or gambling all of their resources for an opportunity in this dimension. And this can invite savage methods for survival in entities. We need to realize that the world is a scary place. Many people go through experiences already that remind them of that, or maybe they were never taught, and life just comes and gives it to them. It's a dark world, but there's also a lot of light, and a lot of that depends on where you place yourself, who you place yourself around, and what you do, and what decide to do, and what habits you keep, what you ingest into yourself. All of this is going to create a reflection of the reality you're living. To conclude, it is best to maintain an adaptive style of living until we are met with habits and a lifestyle supporting us before we become more concrete and rigid. That's a good place to stop with this. When we're new to something, you always want to come in with the perspective of a student. You could move like a leader, but keep your mind open to adaptation because you don't know everything, no matter who you are. Just like me, I'm only expressing what I know up to this point. And this is what I would tell my younger self. I am trying to be the leader that I needed back in the times to be where I'm at today. I am only here because I have consistently stayed on my path of creation and wanting a better life for myself, as and that better life is being a creator. I want this world to compliment me for being who I am because I wholeheartedly know that the world would benefit by benefiting me. I would return all of the favors because I know there's no point in being greedy. Being greedy is like actively creating clots in your own system just because of your fear of scarcity. Like there is no scarcity in this world. All we had to do is allow ourselves to give and receive. And now we are in a cycle of abundance. I want to create this communication because I want to find the people that relate to this. And I know a lot of those people are going to be artists themselves already taking this plunge. And I believe that is very brave because if anybody tries to create something, they're gonna suck in the beginning. Unless you're just born gifted and talented, or were raised by people who gave you the tools to execute in a very high level. I'm an average Joe. Like the most musical lessons that I got as a kid was one drum lesson and maybe a couple weeks of piano lessons as a kid. So that gets you only so far. I had to learn how to do everything that I know how to do on my own or meeting people along the way that showed me a secret that I never knew. And that's life, that's the journey. And here, I, as Anomaly, want to invite everybody who wants to transcend this reality to commune together. I have to start out like this because I need everybody to know my intentions. Because once you know my intentions, you can relate with me, we can connect, and we won't waste our time. Because that is the middle ground, that is the conduit between both of our connections. I'm open to meeting anybody who has good intentions and who actively wants to work to provide for themselves this life. I no longer want to be associated with this system's reality. I am beyond it. I am never going to be happy living in the present reality that is forged for us. And I know there is a large amount of people that feel the same way. And that you can see is being expressed day in and day out through different methods such as violence, art, dedication, whatever it is that people are doing to create their own reality and be happy with that reality. Some people don't know what they want, and that's perfectly fine. As long as you have good intentions and the will to live a better life, that's all you really need. And there's a lot of people who want friends, and I am honestly one of them. This has been one of the loneliest journeys I have ever done. I'm a twin, so there's another one of me walking this earth, but that doesn't guarantee that two people are just going to be born together to live this life one way. Everybody has their own life that they want to live, and that's what's going to happen if you allow yourself to do it. So this journey has been lonely, but I am at the point where I can extend my arm and not feel that I am taking from others dire attention or dire energy that they may need to survive. I actually require very little. I just am not willing to put up with a lot. And that could be my downfall, but at this point, it's what has gotten me to this point. Now, who am I? I am Anomaly. I make music. I make music of multiple genres. I am currently learning to DJ. I'm creating a live set and getting my feet wet in that realm of live performances, because that is my next mission, is to be able to perform live and travel the world with my music and have it support my lifestyle. I play video games. That is one of the things that I know I can't give up in life. It brings me so much peace and joy, and that is one of my best ways to communicate with others and connect with others. So video games is something that you will often see me referencing, because video games are just a simulation of a life you want to live. What else? I am very active, physically active. I support a physically active life, and sometimes I can talk very monotone, as you're seeing now. Sometimes that's actually the perfect thing, because it allows for you. Who gives a fuck? Right. All right. So that's the introduction of Anomaly. From here on forward, I will make an effort to talk to you and to myself about different things that I believe should happen in life or that should be communicated, because this is the story of a girl who once traveled the whole wide world. This is a video book documentary that we are writing together. This is no fiction. This is some real shit. We'll try to add the chapters. I can't really promise a set schedule right now, but hopefully we create one so that we have a great understanding of what's to come. You will see many changes. I am a person who accepts change and understands that witnessing change can be a weird thing. It can be a very weird thing, but we gotta let it happen, because there's not that much room in this world. It's being charged. We gotta allow each other space to grow, and that's what's gonna happen. This is a great introduction. How am I look? Oh yeah, baby, we are still recording. The battery's about to die. All right, that's it. It was really nice talking to y'all. I'm gonna see y'all next time, and hopefully we get everything right. See you later.